Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Yes, we just decided to start the show straight away. Yes, it's a bit late. Yeah. Got delayed today. The stream. Matthew Zucks, thanks for your 17 months on Prime. Thank you very much. Yeah, today we've got a few tactics to take a look at. We're doing diagnosis. But before we start that, let's talk about a peculiar match yesterday. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with the qualifiers. Like, we have the Asian qualifiers, right? So we've got Malaysia playing Vietnam. Now, Vietnam has been a powerhouse of Asia for quite a while, but lately, um, countries around the region, I mean, with the exception, I mean, to some extent, most of them have been naturalizing foreign-born players who've got some who can trace some lineage back to Malaysia. I mean, these are desperate times. Like you look at the Malaysian team, 14 of their players are actually can trace their genealogy to some Malaysian that was in their family. Yeah, so that's all you need nowadays, heritage. Like, just tell us which one, just show me. Is your great great grandmother one of the, yeah? Okay. You good enough? Yeah, it's okay. You haven't represented Senegal, but you'll get to play for us. So Malaysia whopped Vietnam 4-0 with its galaxy of foreign-born talent. Yeah, because nowadays it used to be that if you were born in Malaysia, maybe your father or your parents directly, maybe there might be an argument for that. But now there's this new thing called the heritage clause. FIFA recently did this. I mean, Malaysia asked for these players because they're heritage players to be included. Vietnam actually have a player who has got a Vietnamese name. He's Rafael Son. He's got some Vietnamese name and he represents. It's not like Vietnam don't have their own players, but they have far fewer because there was a bit of backlash when Rafael Son was part of the team in 2024. And over in Singapore, there was a time when we had quite a number of foreign-born talent. So, I mean, look at Alistair Edwards, Abasa. They are Aussies, but they were playing for Singapore at one point. So, yeah, so all you needed to do was be in Singapore for something like 5 years. And hey, guess what? You can represent Singapore now. So we went through their phase and it kind of choked our development of football talent. And now Singapore is pretty strict about its foreign-born talent because, come on, Singapore is classic. We won a Commonwealth gold medal, which is unheard of for Singapore because our entire table tennis team came from China. So there were jokes. There were so many bad jokes about this because there was an Olympic gold medal that we won as well at one point. And you think about it, with the money at stake, like in Singapore's case, it was like a 7-digit figure at one point. I might be wrong right now, but I remember there was a cash reward because nowadays they have gift cash rewards of countries who rarely win gold medals. So the story was one of those foreign-born players got the money, went back to their country of origin, and then come back. So there was backlash in Singapore too. But Malaysia beating Vietnam 4-0, okay, good. They played well. But how many Malaysians were in that team? I mean, like, can you call a Malaysian a Malaysian? I mean, like, it just points to, I mean, you can argue that players like Marcel Desailly, he wasn't from France. He's originally from Africa. You got lots of players like in the French national team. They hail from the former colonies. I mean, the Vietnamese can just go and look for a whole bunch of French players too because, they were a colony as well. Singapore was a colony of the British, and we can call on Malaysia too. They have a... I live in a place where you meet a lot of McPhersons, Cotters. You got a lot of English surnames in this area because there was a time when the Raja Brooke Kingdom, basically, a long time ago, James Brooke. Yeah, the English had it's like, imagine a bunch of pirates that go all the way to the other side of the world and they find themselves in a place where they may have the biggest guns and they decide, okay, good, we are now the kings of the land. And then they went on and, dominated the landscape. And guess what? Now we are the kings of this island. So therein came the Brooke dynasty. The Then they got recognized by the British government at one point, and then after that, they got autonomy. Because if you look at the history of this region, um, sea nomads, basically, whatever you picture, if you watch Heart of Darkness, right? If you've read Heart of Darkness from Joseph Conrad, put yourself in that position, right? Of the guy that the colonel who went in, right? Kurtz, right? Who goes in, and then he becomes the king of that community, okay, of village of locals, right? And he becomes their lord. So this is basically the Brooke dynasty. So you can imagine all these guys have got roots back to UK as well. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, the world has, sport has become all about money instead of nationality, which is kind of sick. Yeah, so it's quite sad. A lot of countries are doing that, bestie. Yeah, hey, Betty, I'm doing okay, man. A bit tired, yeah, but doing okay. Cool. I mean, look at that. A lot of countries, right? You go to the Olympics and suddenly you see one dude, right, that doesn't look like he should be originally from Norway, but he's running the marathon. I mean, a very good example is all the marathon runners. Okay? You look at the marathon runners and you see who's representing the Scandinavian countries, and you go like, that dude is Scandinavian? Like, really? Damn, he ran far from his land, man, to settle in Scandinavia. So look, it's happening all over the world. Okay, to some extent, I think the Chinese have been, China, what can you expect? 1 out of 4 people on the planet is Chinese, right? So they don't really have to look for foreign-born talent. They can be like, yeah, baby. Because even in China, if you look at China very carefully, right? If you go to China, you find blue eyes in China as well. Blonde hair, blue eyes. You can find like light brown, not blonde hair, more like brown hair, blue eyes. You can find that in China, northern part of China. Because if you go to places like Mongolia, your jaws will drop at the girls. We're like, that's what's going to happen to you. So, yeah, they look very different. So, it's some people might go, that guy's not Chinese, but you're China. I mean, you probably won't find Caucasians so often. I mean, speaking of which, there are a lot of Caucasians living in China. I guess that's going to be possible to naturalize talent and living there. Because when I went to China in 1998, right, I was like a novelty. I'm in China and I'm speaking Chinese and I'm walking around and I have people following me everywhere wondering where I'm from and why can I speak Chinese. I felt like a superstar, man. I felt like I was Bono. I could sing a song and I'd have thousands going chanting my name, that kind of thing. So I was like, this is cool. Now, if I go to China, I'm no longer a special person because everybody is speaking Chinese, except my accent is a bit more grounded. Like theirs is like, you know that their accent, their Mandarin is polished through school. And it's not like, you can't go to a street corner in China and you won't be, when you converse, you'll be like, yeah, you learned that in a school. But mine is more like, I learned that in a school and I spoke it at home and I got whipped by my neighbor for dumping sand on a Chinese carpet and she scolded me in Chinese and I responded in kind, that kind of thing, Oh, Indonesia is doing well. What about Indonesia? Don't they actually got Indonesian blood? No. Indonesia is also the same thing. Got Dutch. The Dutch. Indonesia has also got foreign-born talent now. Yeah, they're using a lot of heritage. Because there's this new clause, right? I mean, you don't know if you're familiar with this new thing for FIFA. They call it the heritage. Nationality by heritage, okay? Let me see if I can Google this, right? Let me go and find it and I'll show you guys what I mean. Explain FIFA's heritage by nationality. Nationality by heritage. By heritage rule. Okay. Let me see if I can get this. I mean, this is not. I was hoping AI would answer it for me, but this is too long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Yeah, there's this new one. It's a new one that just came out this year. It's the heritage thing. Let me see if we got something early. It's about Northern Ireland. Wales. I'm not interested in this. Yeah, they have removed the residency clause. There used to be a residency clause as well. They may have to be a resident of the country, but nowadays you don't even have the residency clause anymore. So you don't have to be a resident of the country. You know? It could be like, hey, I got some link to Malaysia. Yeah, where do you live? I live in Coxsworth. Where is Coxsworth? I don't care, but you got some link to Malaysia? Don't worry. Do you know the capital of Malaysia? No. Do you know how many states there are in Malaysia? No. Can you speak the language? No. Don't worry. You can play football better than our people. So you can come for the tryouts and then we'll include you in the team. Speaking of Dutch, Indonesian, hey, reindeers is I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you right now, the rest of the league is falling asleep to Manchester City signings. Manchester City signings are epic. Epic is the word for City signing. And I'm telling you right now, okay, United are a bit epic too, but they don't work. It's not really working out for them. I mean, they actually went and pitched for Gianluigi Donnarumma. So you know where Andre Onana sits with this with Ruben Amorim. Apparently doesn't have any faith in him. So they went and pitched for Donnarumma, but they can't get him. But Man City, Reindeers is a phenomenal player. I think he's really good. And they're also going in for Zubimendi as well. So they got quite a number of good players. And looking at the current squad, which is also quite good. Yeah, their current squad is not bad. I mean, needs time to gel. They got some really good young players in that team. City are going to be very strong if they can get their act together. And Liverpool seem to be so near yet so far with Florian Wirtz. I mean, every time you think Wirtz is going to come in, Liverpool. But rumor has it Liverpool have met the 126 asking price that Leverkusen won, right? However, as soon as that went out, did you check out Instagram and Twitter? I don't know if you guys did. Because the moment that news went out that Liverpool could be through the door with Florian Wirtz, then all the Florian Wirtz boo-boos came out. All the bad tackles, this is the guy they're signing, this is the guy they're paying 150 or 140 million for because he will become the most expensive midfielder in the history of the English Premier League. Yeah, people like to say that. People like to compare him to Paul Pogba. But you idiots, have you ever heard of a term called inflation? Yes, I know he's expensive. Yes, we all know he's expensive. But when people start comparing it to Paul Pogba, I'm like, good, dude, that was like 10 years ago. Can you still buy coffee for the same price that you could 10 years ago? What makes you think football fees are any different? Like, dude, there's inflation. You can't compare price. So when people Liverpool paid the most expensive for the goalkeeper, I'm like, yeah, when was this? At that time, I would agree. That was a huge fee. So in terms of, you can't compare then and now, But I would say that Liverpool popping 150, if they're going to pop 150, right, for Florian, that's going to be a huge amount, man. That's going to be a lot of money for a player. But the reason why Liverpool are doing this is because he's only 22. So I think they figured that, I hope he's not Darwin Núñez, man, because the guy who was like all song and dance about Darwin Núñez is no longer part of the Linders. Do you guys remember Linders? Pepin Linders, Klopp's assistant, who's now the assistant of Pep Guardiola. He's actually left, so he actually asked for Liverpool's permission before he became Guardiola's assistant. And Linders was the one that was raving mad about Darwin Núñez. No? I remember when he signed Edison for 30 million for a keeper. That seemed a lot. Yeah, exactly. There's a 30 million in 2017. It seemed like a lot. But right now, I mean, blame Trump, man. Prices everywhere. They have tariffs right now on players as well. They're moving across. Trump's 55% tariffs are kicking in all over the world. Yeah, baby. It's all getting more expensive. Yeah, because they got to import all those things from the US of A, right? The Nike jerseys are now going to be more expensive. Everything's gone up in price. Yeah, so, you expect the fees to go up too. Yeah, they want to do tariffs on entertainment as well. So I blame everything on Trump. Look, if Trump can blame Biden, everything, the riots in the LA on a president who is not around anymore, an event that is happening right now is blaming Biden. I'm like, dude, seriously? Duh. So he's gonna blame Biden for everything. So we've got peaceful protests over in LA, peaceful protests over in Chicago, Austin, New York. Okay? So peaceful protests everywhere. So guess where I'm gonna be for Football World Cup 2026? I'm gonna be watching it from home. I ain't going to the US. I had tickets. I sold my tickets. Can you imagine that I had given my tickets away? I mean, I tried to sell them off, but the hotel bookings are burnt. I can cancel them. Yeah, those are fine. So I'm hoping to save some money on this, man. I'm not going to the US. I had all plans, all kinds, because I'm also going to go and visit my brother. But apparently my brother's there yeah. So there could be issues for people like me that go to the US because they're probably going to ask me if I'm going back. And I am. But they might send me to Guadalajara by accident. I could end up in Colombia. So your next live stream could be coming from a cell far away from you. 3 new city signings equals the words is actually insane. You are absolutely right. I am a bit worried that Liverpool are planting their entire future around one player. When I'm thinking to myself, even Kirkutz isn't through the door yet. No? See, okay, the only person that's through the door is what they signed last year, Madeva Shelley. Basically, they got 2 goalkeepers through, right? Not that we need any more. Yeah, we got 2 goalkeepers in the house now. What else have we got? Do we have Milo Kirkutz? No, not yet. He's not there yet. Do we have Florian Wirtz? No, but Man City have got they've got so many players now. I'm looking at City going, wow. I'm impressed. The only thing that keeps Liverpool players hopeful is Fabrizio Romano. Because apparently, according to Romano, he's through the door because medicals are being done over at Anfield for Florian Wirtz. But I'm thinking, hey, they've done medicals before and he still hasn't come through the door. Because the players will at the last minute go, hey, read between the lines. I'm playing for somebody else. It's happened before. Yeah. Because ultimately, sometimes, okay, we do know Florian Wirtz wants to play for Liverpool. He must want to because he's going to be getting apparently somebody decided to give him the number 10. So he's probably coming for the number 10 jersey. And Darwin Núñez, no one has come in and gone we want to take him off your hands for 60 million. I think Liverpool are hoping, or somebody please give it. Already, they made 20 million on Trent Alexander-Arnold only because Real Madrid want to use him in the Club World Championships, right? And they can't even sell tickets for the event. Only 26,000 tickets have been sold for the opening day. And FIFA have lowered the prices yet again. The most nonsensical event in the history of club football is kicking off, and they had to give us a new transfer window just because of that. And they were hoping all these new clubs will sign their new fandangled beautiful players and bring them over, and then we can make lots of money with people who are dumb enough to pay for streaming services of non-eventful Club World Cup championships that leads to no freaking honor. 26,000 seats have been sold. Opening day. The very first game. And they can't sell tickets. Nobody wants to go. Okay, so right now we have a situation in the world where people are not going for the World Cup and the Club World Cup. Infantino was just sitting next to Trump, right? So maybe he's going to ask Trump for some help because apparently a lot of people seem to turn around. In Trump's world, Trump is a taco, right? Basically, he always, you can't depend on him, basically. One moment he says, I sent you a text message yesterday scolding you for the riots. Again, after that, you check he actually links an image of the text chat. It's actually from 2 nights ago. The guy doesn't even know yesterday and 2 nights ago difference. So yeah, we have a World Cup coming soon. Anybody mad enough to go to the US, good luck to you, man. Because one of those beautiful venues is Mexico. So I had this plan to go from Guadalajara to Los Angeles and then to New York, right? So that was my plan. So I was good because my brother lives in New York, right? So I was going to go 1, 2, 3. That's how I was going to end it. Unfortunately, when I started thinking about what might happen to me, so I was thinking if I come out from Mexico and fly to LA, I could be stopped by ICE and sent back to Guadalajara. And I'll be going, dude, I'm not even from Mexico. Yeah, but you look Mexicano because you're dark. Damn, I might be in trouble. So we're not going to the Americas. Okay, sorry, World Cup. My great, I love going to the US. It's one of my favorite places to go to. No more. I don't think I'll ever be able to go to the US again. Yeah, it won't be happening anytime soon, man. Yeah. And then, I mean, it'd be cool to watch all this. But hey, you know what? Anyway, guys, today we are going to be doing diagnosis, your tactics. Okay? Your tactics going to be on show today. So what we're going to do very, very quickly, because we were talking about Vietnam and got carried away. Like, what can I say about myself? Sorry, yeah. My apologies. Okay, so we got this time. Hey, Milan 433 for Matty Zucks. Again, yesterday we had a Matty Zucks tactic. It turned out to be quite a nice tactic. So we got another one here. Box to box goes up. Regista holds the line. I won't say holds the line. I mean, you don't expect him to, end up here, right? So that's what I meant by hold the line. Inside forward and support is going to be the half space. The fullback, does he have anything? No, he doesn't. So you can expect the fullback to be in here, narrow and wide, depending on the width. Fairly narrow. So I can expect widest player holding up the ball, looking for an underlap. So this fullback gets wide. He's going to hold up the ball for this inside for all these box to box going in. And there's a target forward holding up the ball, which is kind of interesting because if he holds up the ball, he could end up here, encouraging movement from this row, and there's an underlap on this side, which is really cool because this is a more attacking this is quite an attacking role. And this guy is going to give us width, and this guy is just going to break a few legs while he's at it. So put our leg breaker here. Yesterday, remember I did a stream where I was debunking a lot of myths, right? Yesterday, we had this player, Barella. He's got competitive streak, aggression 20. Okay? Concentration 10. And we play as a ball winning midfielder, and we used get stuck in, and he wasn't sent off. Vectors. Oh, vectors are okay. So I saw vectors. I think it's the same tactic. Yeah. Vector. Vector. Where are you? Hey, where's Vector? What folder is this suddenly? Okay. Oh, wrong folder. Sports Interactive. Tuk. Good thing you're on stream, man. How are you, sir? Okay, pum. Where is it? Pum. There we go. Vectors. I thought I saw two tactics. Vectors! Oh my goodness. 4-4-2. Hadio! I've gone strong. What's strong? What's gone strong? What does that mean? I don't know what that means, man. How are you, man? Thanks for the 57 months, brother. 57 months. What is your gone strong? What does strong mean? I don't know what that means. Please. Strong. I've gone strong. What? Oh, really? Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I play a lot of sports. Yeah, that could. But how do you know I've gone strong? Have you seen me do the... Wait. Hey. Yeah. Like, seriously, how do you know I've gone strong? Are you watching me? Oh, man. Okay, guys. So we got this tactic. CM. Okay, what is he got? Take more risks. I like this. Double. Okay, good. Wing back, fullback. Very interesting tactic. You know, when on the face of it, you see this tactic, you're going, it doesn't work. I know, I mean, like, you make a tactic and then you go like, where are the goals coming from, dude? Yeah, fullbacks are overlapping, right? And take more risks, cross less often, Kaiser at the boss in there. So this guy occasionally will end up here. Okay? And then he's going to cut inside. So this CM is taking more risk, so he might be positioned further up. This guy might be positioned lower down, but we have to change time around later. We'll take fewer risks and put him here. And I'll take more risks and put him here. Okay, so this guy is fine. This guy is take fewer risks. What? Try skiller balls offered. Oh, God. Okay, all right. So somebody has to come in here who's going to be doing something like that. Okay, take fewer risks. Can. All right, so he can play. So we can see that more often, right? But of course, if you don't have, like, if he's crossed out, it doesn't mean he's never doing it. It just means that, like, the tendency to is a lot lower. So Dumfries is playing here, so he's got take more cross-slash cut inside, comes here. This guy comes inside. Oh, I see what you're doing here. Oh, wow. It's the whole... Here we come through the middle and try to do things with the ball. Hey, okay, I see what you're doing. I see this is like you're going this way and then you're trying to run inside with the ball and just jam a team up. And okay, so what we're going to do is make sure that we've got killer balls on this guy. So he's got killer balls, gets forward whenever possible. This one has got also, wow, we've got two subs. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of internal through balls because the width is very narrow, right? Okay. So let's try and see if we can play a player here who doesn't get... Everybody in my team gets forward whenever possible. No one decides to, no, we're not going to get forward. Huh? Shoots from distance, shoots tempo, dictates tempo. That's like a playmaker. And Mickey is gets forward whenever possible, plays 1-2s. You see what has happened, right? Take fewer risks, right? Remember this? PI, right? Okay. Remember what I said about taking more risks? Like, if you go to the PI here, right? If you tell a player to take more risks, what does it affect, right? It affects passes and movement, no? Okay? So, let's see if you got comes in to get the ball. Everybody here has got gets forward whenever possible. Okay. Then this guy has got tries killer balls. We put him here. What happens? Can't. Tries killer balls. Okay? Alright. Gets forward whenever possible is okay. Because gets forward whenever possible will not be a problem. Because it's only whenever possible. Okay. Alright. So we got that. Okay, so now let's go. Okay, let's try this, okay? Let's see if this works. It's a tactic from you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch, okay? I'm not playing my own tactics. So if I get kicked out of the job, that's a great news. I can always blame you guys. It's your fault I got fired, not mine. I'm just here, man. I'm just playing with your tactics. No, the idea here is to see and maybe give you options and, see what explain what I see. So we're gonna watch it on comprehensive so we get a heart attack. Okay, so yeah, we got a heart attack. Okay, so we are playing against a 4-3-3, obviously. Yeah. So this formation has got history, is gonna overpower a 2. The first thing I know is these 3 are gonna overpower a 2 in midfield. Right, there's no way our 2 are going to match this 3. Unless we play a libero, then we get 4 in midfield and then we can handle that. Why libero with 4? Right now, our target forward is too high up the pitch. So all he's going to do is occasionally give this guy a headache. But that takes him out the attacking third, right? So what we really want is somebody to come up the pitch this way to shut this zone up. And that's only a libero will do that. So they have a numerical advantage. Yeah, I'll play. I made this to let the CM just do whatever they are. Yeah, exactly. When you use a CM on support, your players' attributes, their traits become a bit more important. Then it's a case of it becomes as a manager, right? As a person. Okay, this is a cool thing about Football Manager. You will know how good a player you are, yeah, if you can play it like this. You put in these roles here, right? And you go like CM on support, take fewer risks. And then CM on support here, take more risks. And then people go like, but they have the same role. What are they going to do? Then you go like, yeah, they're going to do what they here and here. These attributes. So how well do you know those attributes? What can you tell from these attributes? Have you heard anything about FM26? Well, no, nothing. Yeah, SI have been pretty quiet. I think they are desperately trying to make sure that different elements of the game work. I know they had something that, you see this guy coming in narrow? Remember we have PIs that say come in narrow? So this is the movement of a narrow player. You see, look at that. Sitting a bit narrow, right? So the goalkeeper kicks the ball, all right? And this one is here. One is here. Okay, CM's right. All right. There's going to be an offset. Definitely going to be an offset now. And then you got our 4 here. And these are the 2 WMs. Looking at the WMs, these are WMs on support only. And he's got player or defense. So when you do player or defense, right, what happens is that your backline gets closer to your goalkeeper. And then if you have players in wider areas, your players will start looking for them as you draw in the press. I think the only thing I've heard about when it comes to Football Manager, right, is nothing. To be very, very honest, I've heard nothing. It's quite disappointing that SI haven't said anything, right? They went from being so, maybe like in a matter of a few months, right? They went from being very proud of their transparency to becoming opaque. Like suddenly, he's like, hey, I love the color black, man. Then the next thing you know, the dude is wearing white all the time. You're like, I thought you said you're gonna wear black. No, I'm not. No, sorry, I'm gonna wear white. Like, is there still? Of course, there is always a chance of sending the tactic, and the link is going on the stream. There we go. A lot of. I love this. I look. 4-4-2s are by far some of the best tactics, but it will test your knowledge of your team and your players. That's it. It will differentiate you from yourself. If you once you start playing the game, you start getting better at the game. Like I said, designing your own tactics, right? You'll find that you will have a lot of fun with 4-4-2s. Yeah. And originally, when you first start out, you might struggle with the game, and then you go like, oh man, I have to download a tactic, which is quite common. All of us have been there. I was there too. Like many years ago, when there was no such thing as downloading, you literally have to follow you have to copy all the instructions from some kind of I don't know what they called forums in those days. I can't even remember what they were called, man. They were like bulletin boards, not even forum, not even a website. It was like a bulletin board. Everybody was like, they had like, we had dots, and then, people had to like do symbols and everything else. Yeah. Because I still remember the old game. It had such like writing the roles and duties for a player. It could amount to writing it's like some kind of mystery code. Oh, nice. I love this tactic. The fullbacks are doing a really good job because we've got all this movement, right? I'm going to break the movement down for you guys later. It's a very simple tactic. Like, a lot of the game Football Manager, it's like there's nothing wrong with the game. I mean, you can play it in so many ways. He's got a very narrow tactic. And then if we have two guys here who can play the ball really well, so this guy moves into channel. So what we expect him to do, ting tong, okay? He's going to move like that. I won't go all the way here, of course, unless we add roaming. Then he might end up actually here. So he might end up here, but he won't end up here. But he will swap places with this guy for sure. Okay, Barella is more likely to move forward runs. Okay, he gets forward whenever possible, dives into tackles, argues with officials, so we can expect some rioting on the pitch. That's why you got another gets forward whenever possible, which is brilliant because that just means that they're not attack duty. Okay, all right. It's more like when there's space, you'll go forward, right? Again, that is white is coming here. This guy is coming here. This guy is going around. No, this guy is going inside. So you can see how congested we all are. These two guys are here. See, what did I just say about this guy? Move into channels. He swapped places with this guy, right? And he'll go into the channel. So the channel in Football Manager is 1 channel, 2 channel, 3 channel, 4 channel, 5 channel. Just divide the pitch longitudinally 5 equal lines. That's it. Actually, it's not it's the space between players. Oh, we got a goal, baby. I like this tactic. Oh, nice. I love 4-4-2s. 4-4-2s are by far for me, 4-4-2s are the meta. Okay? Because a 4-4-2 defends perfectly well. And then it's just a question of how comfortable you are changing roles and duties to create more chaos. So if I wanted to completely shut this team up in the second half, what I'll probably do is, I probably won't change the tactic. This is nice. I like Fratesi goes forward like a yo-yo, then goes to Dumfries to sitting narrow. Look at what this guy does now. This is the other fullback, right? He goes inside. Then goes in. Look at the confusion this has caused these three. These three guys were like, hey, I was marking that guy. Now he's brought him out. Who's covering the fullback? Oh, no. Look, chaos. Nice. So there's space that we can exploit. Nice. Beautiful defending. Barella, this is dives into tackle. Okay. I love dives into tackles on ball winning midfielders. I get a bit worried when they have competitive streak. It just means that if the ball gets away from them and the guy is on his way to goal, there's a chance he's going to commit a professional foul, right? But here, look at this. I'm guarantee you Barella has gone in there. He's gone in, pump. See, the ball-winning midfielder does these kind of tackles. When he comes in, he sees a 50-50, he's going to go in. So he could actually leave this guy alone. He doesn't have to go in because this guy is already here, right? So he's going to make, boom, goes in there. That's what I love about ball-winning midfielders. Ball-winning midfielders are some of my, players with dive into tackles are going to be ball-winning midfielders too. So the ball-winning midfielder has got dive into tackles, right? And then this guy has got the trait dives into tackle. He's got the tendency to do dives into tackles. So it's like, I get that sliding. I get him going in when he needs to. I don't have to apply get stuck in as a team. Interesting thing is yesterday we did that. I might have done it right, called Brazil box Luton. Okay, all right, cool. Or Luton. Okay, what a ball. Oh, nice. That was almost goals. Again, Fratesi, that was of course, there's a dangerous ball. But then that's what we expect this team to do, right? We are expecting them to play those kind of passes inside now. Because we are playing on the narrowest width. DeMarco goes up fullback, right? So he's sitting there. He goes to Lukaku. He's got a target forward. Love target forwards. He's got a target forward. I think target forward, advanced forward combination. Yep, fine. Works. This works. It's surprisingly simple. Invite crosses tends to, keep these guys narrow when you lose the ball. Right defense is perfectly okay. Focus play down the left and the right just means that these midfielders go closer to the area of focus when the ball is on either side of the pitch. Yeah. Won't change it, man. Matty, nice tactic. Quite fun. There's a lot of if you get really good players, right, who got good decision making, and you have some players, you can play this in different ways. You can take off a player in the second half, right, and you have somebody who comes deep to get the ball, and he's basically just a ball winner, and he'll play like a ball winner. He'll play like a ball winner. That's all he'll do. But look at this, man. We've got players here who are quite skillful on the ball. So he's got wide midfielder. This is advanced forward. Broke and went in to score. Simple. Nice. I like this tactic. Very nice tactic. Okay. Simple. But it's these kind of tactics are, the tactic itself will, if you use this tactic, it will test you on how good you are at player selection. It will test you. It will put you to the test. And it's all about how well do you understand how that player is going to perform, but based on just his attributes and his traits. That's it. Because this is just looking at the team and going, okay, my only concern right now is I got two gets forward possible in this team, and I don't have anyone else. So I've got this guy dictates tempo, tries killer balls often, and I've got the second half I'm gonna take this guy off for Tracy off because he's got gets forward and all possible, right? See, and he runs with balls and he moves into charge. He's doing a lot of movement, so that he might be a bit that movement could get us into trouble. But I'll take off whoever is not playing well. Okay, Bastoni does well. DeMarco. See where Fratesi keeps moving here and there. That's the move into channels. So if you have a role that moves into channels, right? You can expect, and he's playing the central area. You can expect that role to swap with the role closest to him, right? So this guy, he's gonna swap with this MC all the time. So it's extremely fluid in how they might be playing. So you need players with good off the ball and decision making. I have a question regarding the deep line first. Should I consider to keep lower tempo when I play with DLF? It seems he does not get ball. Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you play on a high tempo with the DLF is your link player, right? So you need the ball. And then for the DLF to really do well, he needs options around him to pass the ball to. Otherwise, the DLF is just holding out the ball and trying to play a pass to one player. So the lower your tempo and the more support duties around him, or the more roles and duties around him, then the better it's going to be, for easier it is for him to play well. Having said that, a DLF will only really work well in a tactic that's camping in an opposing team and moving a team around. So the other instruction that's going to be your friend is probably hold shape, not counter. I love to put DLP role on a play with going forward trade. DLP, deep line playmaker role. On play with get going forward. I mean, yeah. But the problem is I don't. Once again, it's a trait. It's a tendency too, right? The trait is only a tendency too. So sometimes he goes forward and sometimes he doesn't. Because it's a DLP, he's got the whole position. So it's a trait that just triggers some of the time. Which is one of the reasons why I love the Carrero role with gets into opposition area. I play Carrello with gets into opposition area. It was a lot of fun. Because Carrelos don't really get into the box. They just lick shuttle, right? So what I got is a hybrid role which doesn't help me defend but helps me when I'm attacking. So I know where he's going to be. Now he's going to link up play. Nice. I like the movement in this tactic. So what we're going to do is not going to take off, who do we take off? Fratesi or Barella? Barella is playing quite well. So we'll take off. We want to see if we get sent off again. Not again, but let's see if he does get sent off. We're going to play this guy now and see how this tactic now becomes different, right? And then we got Carlos Augusto. He's playing as a he's playing as a he's actually a wing back, but he's very defensive, right? I mean, I won't say defensive, but he's very well rounded. So, but we're gonna play someone else here now who's definitely not like him. Yeah, this is a totally different player. He's more attacking. Definitely doesn't have any attacking common sense in him. No tackling, no positioning. Basically, if you're expecting to come back and help you defend, he won't do it. Plus, we're playing him out of position. So there are two things you're doing intentionally right now. Okay. We're playing a player who doesn't know this position and we're sticking him in there to see how badly this is going to screw us up. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other flank. Okay, we've got Dumfries here. Okay, Dumfries, his concentration is poor, but all-rounder, pretty good, right? So he can play that. He can play this role. So we are going to put Domenico Berardi, who can play this position. So we'll put him here. Okay, there's a lot more attacking. And then we'll play Marcus Thuram here. This is asking for trouble. We're asking for trouble, no? Yeah, we're asking for trouble now. So what we have got now is a left flank that is not going to be as good tackling-wise. Right? I mean, on paper, we've got a player there that doesn't tackle. But the very first thing that Thuram did was to tackle. The very first thing he did was he tackled. Right? He doesn't have tackling, right? But the very first thing he did is tackle. Because if you play a play with aggression and decent work rate, right, and bravery, that's what they will do. If they are close enough, right, they will, because they will try and win the ball back. So now we got a role on the right flank who's more attacking than Dumfries was, right? So we got a very a bit more creative Domenico Berardi, who's actually a winger and not in a 4-2-3-1. Now we got Lautaro Martinez, AF. Thuram comes in and scores. Hey, because the WMs in this tactic, right, they can get into goal scoring positions. So because of the way he set his tactic up, he's got sit narrow. So guess what this means? It means he is going to be here in these positions. He's going to be in these positions when he gets the ball. So whenever you use the instruction sit narrower for a white midfielder, you can expect when the ball is on the other side of the pitch, right, that role is going to come in. Right, so he's going to come in. So Berardi is gone inside because we told him to sit narrow, so he comes inside. Pawat to this player, now he doesn't have the gets forward whenever possible. Look at what's happened. The interplay between the two roles is slightly different. Right? Earlier, both of them were getting forward whenever they want. Now he's got to take fewer risks. Okay, here goes DeMarco. Finds Thuram. Nice ball. There we go. Linking up. Brilliant ball to that once forward. He tries to go for a goal. Nice, man. Yeah, no, this is we want to see what happens to Lilian Thuram. Okay, we're asking for trouble. Nobody in his right mind will play Thuram as a winger. He's basically a striker, but as a WM, right? He's always going to get into goal scoring positions. So in this tactic, right? If I were to use this tactic, I would think about if I wanted to score a lot of goals and put somebody out of their misery, yeah, why don't if all I need is my fullback to be very hardworking. This is one of the reasons why you always sign players of a certain profile. Okay. I have got dives into tackle in my team. I will have one or two players of high dives into tackle. Why? Because I want them to play as ball winning midfielders. I want them to go and win the ball. I want them to go in hard. But I always want to make sure they have aggression too and technique. You don't want dives into tackles with poor technique. It's like no chemistry. Okay. You're playing with dynamite. Okay, I'm sorry. That's stupid. Okay. Because if you want somebody to dive into tackles and he has poor technique, can you imagine him sliding in? The player is nowhere near the ball and takes the player out. That's dive into tackle with no technique. Technique is a very important attribute for every time you want to decide the technical qualities of a role. So if you are very dependent on certain things happening in the game, then please make sure that that player has got technique. So if you expect him to win the ball, then make sure that he has technique and aggression before you start going all hallelujah on 20 tackling. 20 tackling and 8 technique is useless. Okay? Because once in a while, he is going to do the tackle really well, except it was the wrong time to pull off the tackle. That kind of thing. That's technique. Just like heading, right? You go like, oh wow, the guy's got jumpy reach 20, heading jumpy reach 20, right? And then he's got heading 14, technique 7. Yeah, okay, he jumps, he wins the header. His heading is really good, except he gave it to the wrong player. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I'll be careful about that. Yeah, they're being ripped apart, this team. This tactic is sweet. 4-4-2s are on paper the best formation for me. The best formation in the game for Football Manager, hands down. Because you can design it there are so many ways to design a 4-4-2. There's no one right way or wrong way to do it. It depends on how you want the goals to be. It can be extremely fluid like this tactic is. It can be very Pep Guardiola, like the way I did mine with the libero coming in. But he's got all the players coming in. Look at that, man. His target forward, advanced forward is brilliant because an advanced forward is the focal point of attack. So the ball is going to go up the pitch relatively quickly. And he's got target forward there, so don't waste any time. Yeah, nice. Very nice tactic. Very, very good. This is one of the it's a very good tactic. But again, a tactic is only good, right, if you have the players for it. And you understand the roles and understand what that player brings to the table. If you don't, then you're going to struggle with this game. He has just a narrow box in the opponent's third. That's it. It's like he's just going there hammering the team. Because the moment I saw the instructions, you see, that's the other thing about when you play with the instructions in the game Football Manager. Do you understand what the instructions do? See, these guys are all playing in these positions, right? They got this narrow instruction. But look at the fullbacks. The fullbacks are waiting to come through here. And as they come through here, they can swap positions and go in. And on this flank, we've got a problem. It's called the underlap. So the widest player... No. This one doesn't have an underlap, right? Yeah, it doesn't. That was the other tactic. Yeah, you don't need an underlap here. But I was like, yeah, lucky you didn't have I thought there was an underlap because if you have an underlap, the widest player will hold up the ball looking for inside runs. So I'm going to apply underlaps just for the fun of it. Okay. Underlap, one side. Okay, where do you want Thuram scoring goals? We want him this side. Okay, so we go. Our widest player hold up the ball looking for inside runs. Okay, let's go. I don't know whether it's a good idea, but hey, man, could be fun to watch. Because those roles, there are players that can run them. Nice, DeMarco with the ball again. Goes up. Okay, so now we've got the fullback coming inside. Looks for options. Finds Berardi. Berardi goes, okay, fine. I'm going to hold out the ball now. He's drove into the box. Wins another corner. Nice. Far so good. Maybe we should tell Ruben Amorim to play something like this next season for Manchester United. Yeah, it's the same. It's like cool, right? You know, but ready. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! What a goal! Oh man, this is offside. Yeah, it's offside. Yeah, because the guy who went to the Berardi was actually offside when he got the ball. But the way they worked that opportunity was pretty good. Man, if only Berardi was this timing was slightly better. Oh, look at this when it comes inside with the ball. Then we got Turam now attacking. Barella plays a killer ball. It strikes the woodwork. Or the goalkeeper just got his palm to it. Okay, look, target forward finds the advance, or he's on his own, gets he's offside. Falcone goes long, two players with the ball. Oh god. Oh, at the edge of the area. At the edge of the area. There's some very good movement this time. The underlap can work. Oh man, we consider a penalty. Just spoil the party. Sansone. DeMarco has got an injury now. Okay, that's unfortunate. Pavard to Barella. Berardi now holds out the ball. He's got fullbacks coming in. Barella, Berardi now. Oh, he's still trying to. Oh god, this is. Oh, okay, this doesn't look good for the opposition. Damian to Barella to the player who's taking fewer risks. Thuram, DeMarco. Okay. It was outside the box. I think it was a bullshit penalty as well. I don't think that was a good penalty here. Because it looked to us it was outside the box. DM Barella goes in. This is a good performance. Let's see if you got invite crosses. Yep, you do. Correct. That's why your boys are very narrow in their defending. Their left back is on an injury, so we didn't sub him, right? So the ball went in his direction, didn't commit a foul. He didn't challenge him outside. The area to stop him. But look at the XG alone, right? Now we're gonna come inside here. Usually when I do a tactic, I look at all this. XG 0.08, 0.06, okay, 0.11, 0.15. I mean, okay chances are, there are a lot of goal scoring chances, but nothing there are no tap in. There's one good shot at goal to 0.27, 0.23. These are two very good chances. Okay, but nothing clear cut. All 0.22, 0.23. Yeah, not bad. Nice tactic. Very nice. So simple, right? I like the idea. I think it's really simple. Like, why midfielder take more risk, cross less often, cut inside with the ball? So he comes here and this guy comes here. Then these two fullbacks are just going to come here and come here. Right? So you got the four roles now coming in here. And you got two CM. So how you, in this tactic, one is got to take more and one is got to take few, which is my favorite combination anyway. I do this with ball with midfield. I do this with a lot of roles, okay? DMs, CMs, you name it. They go there, they do this. Volantes, everybody gets the instructions. CD. And then two fullbacks with both of them cut inside. Nice. I like it. Very nice tactic. God, we did another tactic yesterday, right? I was playing with another tactic yesterday. Can't remember the tactic now, but it was fun too. Okay, next one we're gonna do. We come in here, tactics. Okay, so we got Tiki Press Express. What? A must. After match starts, press pause, go to tight and drag the DM in the middle. Let be a random allocated role and duty. Please confirm without taking off the pause. Left click on the player under the page screen at the end. Choose role duty. Will not Huh? What is this? After the match starts, press pause, go to tag and drag the DM in the middle. Drag the DM in the middle. Yeah. But at this point in the night, there's all thinking, It's like I have to print this out just to print the tactic. Press pause, go to tag, drag the DM. Press pause, go to tactics, and drag the DM in the middle. Let's do this tactic first. So, okay. Drag the DM in the middle. So you drag him into the middle, let it be a random error, press confirm without taking off the pause. Left click on the player under the pitch screen, the DM choose role entity. Left click on the pitch screen. I don't know what this basically is, but I think because problem is it sounds like you're gaming the thing I don't do that, no. When I play the game. I'll see what you mean. I think you basically don't get a volante role here, right? Yeah, I think what you're trying to do is make sure that there's a volante in the middle. That's what I think you're doing. But the thing is that I have to remember everything, all the process all over again. So I got to keep reading this. I know you want a volante in the middle. Basically, I'm supposed to drag. Basically, what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to press something. I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to press. Okay, load. Where is it? Okay. After match starts, press pause. Go to tactics. Drag the DM in the middle. Go to press pause. Drag the tactic in the middle. Press confirm without taking on the pause. Left click on the player under the pitch screen. Choose. Left click on the player under the and choose one. Okay, I'll see whether you can work. See whether it works. Okay. All right. I won't do it more than once. No, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, so we go in. Okay, hit the pause button. Kick off, pause. All right, so we're in the pause. Go to comprehensive. I think you say go tactics. And then choose any role, whatever he chooses, right? Pause and go to tactics. Yeah, I'm there already. Pause and goes to tactics. Then what do you drag the and then press confirm without taking off the pause. Press confirm without taking off the pause. Okay, confirm, pressing on the pause. Again, then what? Go back to tactics again. Come here. Assume you came here. Then left click on player. Correct. Here. Left click on this player. This change his role to Segundo Volante on support. Yeah, Segundo Volante on support. Segundo Volante on support. Yeah. So this is what you did. Then you hit the confirm button. Then what happened is the player will Segundo Volante, right? I know that's that. Then again, choose instructions. Let me think. And there is Volante. It's a Volante now. But if I wanted a role that goes up and down, right? I would go on roaming playmaker. Because that's what the role does. There's a roaming playmaker role that goes all the way. Instead of just playing a single volante. Like this one is like using a match engine. This is what we would call UI bug. playing with the UI bug. Like sometimes the old days when we were not allowed to use more than one libero, then we got like 4 liberos. Yeah. Right. Then we come in here, then choose move in. No, now he's got. You can't choose segundo volante. Yeah. If I come in here, that probably can. Play instructions. Nope, I can't. He's got defensive midfielder now. He's got no move into channels here. Roams is fine. Roams just a bigger radius, that's all. Doesn't kill the role lah. It doesn't. I use roaming playmaker with this. Is fine. But here you can't always get it. You see, you go to segundo volante on support, right? Okay, then you got to play instructions. I got to play instructions. I don't have that option. See, I will not get the option. So I don't get that option. Right. So you should do it with the left kick. I am doing it from the left kick from the pitch. There we go. Left kick from the pitch. There's not a left click. This is a left click. If you go inside here, you open the tactics window. You open this, you do a left click. Play instructions. Defensive midfielder. I am using a left click from the pitch. I don't think there's another way, Yeah. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll change it to roaming playmaker. Okay, and see what happens. Okay. Well, move into channels is actually the same thing, with roaming. I mean, it's like it just go up and down as well, and left and right. Now you got fullback support. Take more risk inside, sit narrow. Okay, they're coming in. Roaming playmaker is there. In fact, the tactic I made with this one was a libero coming to the middle. Yeah, and it becomes even more psychotic. Yeah, then you can still play a roaming playmaker with this. I understand what you're trying to do. Because I did the same thing before, where I got the charge stampede up the pitch effect. See where the roaming playmaker is? Because if volante, right, is a DM, so it does the same movement. Slightly different with the roam, that's the only thing. And move into channels isn't something that should be of any. It should be actually something that I wouldn't recommend too much because of the fact that the channel, right, is it might swap with the inverted wingback. But this roaming playmaker can, because there's no other role that can do this. We cannot go to segundo volante, and I did a pause, right? So I went in from here. So left click, and then I came in here earlier with segundo volante. Now I can't do it because I unclicked the pause already. So it's still playing. There's the only thing about this these UI glitches. I don't do, it's probably UI glitches. I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah. Because I know it won't be by design. Then I'm just taking advantage of something that shouldn't be working in the game. And then the other thing is I'm not even sure whether there's a UI glitch or the match engine is recognizing that role or not. Because I wouldn't know. Yeah. It would seem that the match engine will recognize that as a roaming segundo volante. And then that could put a lot of things out of whack. So that's how I would avoid it. Take off. Take out, please, ever wide PI on MCs. Stay wide. That is not a good instruction for the center. You want to stampede through the middle. You won't get it if your two MCs are going wide. Right, let's go. Waiting for the other one to come in. Yeah, this one. You want to? So there's a lot of movement between. There will be a lot of movement between these three roles, and then I wouldn't use gap. Roam from for wingers. I honestly, right, too many PIs in a tactic. It just gives you that certain bit of unpredictability in a tactic. Yeah, that's the only thing. Only the unpredictability. That's one of the reasons why I'm anti PIs. I'm very much anti PIs. I don't like putting too many. Roaming playmaker, you should just leave the roaming playmaker in your. Don't play Segundo Volante because honestly, there's not much difference. There won't be that much of a difference between the two roles except for the roam from position. The roaming playmaker is hands down the best role if for a single DM system, especially if you got a lot of people coming alongside him. Hands down the best role. No other role is as good as a roaming playmaker. I've done it in so many single man DM systems, right? Roaming playmaker is just the best. Yeah. Basically, what you've got is a 4-3-3 now. It's charging to the middle, and you got some players. These guys are holding out the ball. The fullbacks on support don't even need to play as fullbacks anymore. You can get a third player now into the center of the park. If you go like, if your fullbacks are just staying back like this, right? You can actually get more attacks, more stampedes through the middle if you have the inverted fullbacks. Yes, against a human manager who use, human. The thing is, Tiki Press, human managers, right? Yeah, anybody who downloads tactics, right? Most human managers are they're gonna be crap, lah. Yeah, they're gonna be crap. Yeah, I tell you right now. Yeah, not many. A lot of people are going and this is a PvP tactic. Chances are because I'm just saying it, you know. Yeah. I've beaten players in online competitions and they're using, I got low defensive line, low line of engagement, and I still beat them. Like, dude, seriously, is that the best you can do? That's how taunting I can be, you know, when I play against this. Well, my tactic is damn good. Come on, okay. And I keep quiet about it until then they are like throwing tantrums. I can hear them throwing tantrums because they are not they can't get into a good goal scoring position because my defensive line is so deep. They can't get into goal scoring positions. You got 2 DMs, you go double RPM. No, only one. If I got 2 DMs, right? Okay, in order of, if I play a 2 DM system, it's double DMs. Then I play off my attributes, right? That's how I play it. Because the game is still very attribute driven, right? So it is not role driven, it's not PI driven, it's actually attribute driven. So if you find a player with the right attributes, right, and you just give him like a DM role, right, that role becomes very, very strong. That player is very strong because now you're playing that player to his attributes as opposed to hard coding him with behavioral patterns of a role. Which is one of the reasons why the 4-2-3-1, the strongest 4-2-3-1 is actually the one that uses 2 DMs. So it's the same. I think I spoke about that very early in beta, right? My best tactics all at like 2 DMs, and then two volantes, and then people started going, or any person that's using two roles that are the same in a tactic is exploiting the match engine. I was like, huh? How is that exploiting a match engine? That means I can't use two wingers, can't use two inside forwards, I can't use two fullbacks, I can't use two ball playing defenders. I must be exploiting the match engine because some idiot said if you're using two DMs, you're exploiting the match engine. What a retarded thing to say. Tell me your best role for this tactic. Best role is poacher. Yeah, I just use a poacher. This kind of tactic, right, where you got all these guys charging into the middle, right? Poacher is still the best. But here the problem is your tactic is dependent on runs through the middle. Even if you overload the wide areas, you're not gonna get much. You're not gonna get much out of it. See, everybody is like going sit narrow, and this mark specific position, which takes out your attacking, takes out all the attacking flair in your tactic. So now I've got this winger, CM attacking, roaming playmaker. After I take the lead, I'll probably turn this into a DLP. I wouldn't use this. Then if I score a goal, I'll just come in like this. Bam, bam, bam. Let you come after me. Right, defense pass into space. Counter regroup. Counter press. Hold shape. Okay, no player defense. Yeah. Then I go inverted fullback. And then I turn this guy into libero in defense. This guy comes out here. This is 3-man defense. This guy holding, and this guy's gonna go through the middle. Poacher, pass into space. I'll drop this down to balance so you don't take so much risk. Focus, because I want to use the no, don't want this. Okay, let me think. Focus play to the middle. No, cannot also. We got too many players right in the center. Poacher, winger, CM attack. Okay, this because this tactic is stampeding to the middle. You get double DM tactics. You got double DM system. Will be an issue because then you have to focus play down one flank. Then you got to start focusing play down both flanks. This type 4-3-3 is not gonna create a lot of shoot more often is not an issue. Yeah, it's not an issue. If you are playing on attacking mentality, you're still gonna get a lot of shots on target. Right? It's not like they're always gonna shoot. Slot is still gonna play the 4-2, the 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-3-1. Words will probably be Words will still be the F9, but then he will have I suspect we have to wait and see because Slot has been favoring like a 3-2 build out, 3-1 build out as well. So, and he likes his two number 10s. Yeah, so we'll see. I think he's still going to use like the Salah as a creative player on one side of the pitch, Words to be F9. I suspect he's going F9. That's how he's going to do it. You see what I mean? Shoots. Everybody is shooting. It's not just one fella. Everybody is shooting. It doesn't make more of it. I hate this. No, one of the instructions I really hate is this. Especially online play, I never use it. Because that instruction mark specific position takes a bit of out of the attacking takes a lot out of the attack. Especially when I score goals. I don't know, still think the 4-4-2 is still unbeatable. Because 4-4-2 you can overload the wider areas, you can overload the central areas as well. And with a change of a role and duty, right, in a game, right, you can just go from overloading overloading wide, overloading center. This tactic, you're always overloading the center. You have these guys running through the middle. Right, they're running through the middle. So when you want to try and go and score goals, right, they all have run off, right? So not gonna go one wing on attack. Drop this guy to like a box to box. He will help me link up play. And then I will do a focus and do an underlap. And we try and score with a bit more of a swing from the left to the right. There's no volante in this tactic. I've told you already, I'm not using a volante because I cannot get the volante to work all the time. The volante is not the reason why your tactic is good, okay, or can win. It's not because you're using a volante. Yeah. You're using I think that you can definitely do a lot better because for me, it's not a case of, I'm sorry, Tiki Price. I'm not the sort that's going to use UI glitch. Yeah, that's not me. Yeah. Because there's so many ways you can beat players. Right? I sort the tactics. I went standard defense. I don't overload my top. Got to keep the ball away from the AI. It is a UI glitch. It is if you the volante was never meant to play in the middle of a DM system. It is 100% a UI glitch. That's not because of anything else. It's not. It is a UI glitch. If you can't use it, sometimes you will see glitches in the UI as in the roles are different from the UI. But if you can't select it, the volante is only supposed to be used. Only supposed to be a role available in a 2DM based system. It's not supposed to be a role available in a single DM based system. Yeah. So it's like the old days, there was this glitch. They allow players to play with 3 liberos. You're like, the central defender is a libero too. And then it was a glitch. And then, but we liked it because it was realistic. We wanted it. So as I introduced it, yeah. But there's some like that, and then it's okay. But it'll be quite annoying, I don't know. You might end up in a situation where somebody might go like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but you're using a glitch," or can't say that I saw AI using IF in AMC. That's because sometimes there are UI glitches in the game. There have been UI glitches. It doesn't mean that the role works there. And there's one of the reasons why it's quite annoying when we see it, because it's not supposed to be the case. And SI still haven't fixed it yet, which is begs the issue, when is SI gonna fix the UI? And that's why they didn't address, because quite a number of people raised it as a bug last time. And it cannot be replicated. The worst part is it cannot be replicated. That's the worst part. No, it can't be replicated. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, which is the ultimate pain in the backside for anybody who's like trying to fix it. Okay, so we got view uploads. Oh, there we go. All right, we got some tactics here. We got Ryan, this, and Brazil box Luton. All right. Hey, Anio, you are okay. Okay, so we're gonna do. Delete. Extract all. Mouse. Select folder. Extract. Yeehaw. Okay. Yo, only download was amazed by my center, especially because he scored 2 against him. Because he scored. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, but the problem is, if it's here. You're not supposed to be able to select him. So this is what I mean by UI glitch. It's not even supposed to show here. That is the reason why you can select it as when you pause the game and you go somewhere else, you come back in, you can select it. Yeah, that's the reason why. I know it's not supposed to be there. Oh, we got a boxer. This will be fun. This will be hallelujah, baby. When is SI gonna fix anything? They're not gonna fix anything. I tell you something, right? FM24, if there's a bug in it, SI is never gonna fix it. Yeah. DM, tackle harder, tackle out, okay, play to every AM, roam from position, move into chance, go left, go right. Rome press stay wide. Attacker marks basically. Who you marking, man? The fullback on the right. You don't have mark specific position. Fullback on the left. I knew it. You gotta split and leave this guy alone. Okay. I get what you've done now. You know, you got 4, you've taken out 1, 2, and you gone that way. Okay, all right. In that case, it makes sense because you still have 1 on the defenders all the time. Fullback attack, cut inside, stay wider, cross on byline, take more risks. Okay, occasionally they will. They're gonna do it quite a lot actually. Because you're playing on the highest mentality. Play for set pieces, run at defense, pass into space, narrow. Okay, all right, low cross. Okay, all right. You're trying to get this team down the byline as much as possible, and you've got it with a PI as well. Trigger press much more often. There could be a situation where other players might go doubling up on players. Yeah, that's the only thing right now in this tactic. Only thing. Yeah, that could be an occasion. Yeah, Bocher is best in a tactic. You want somebody holding up the ball. Alright, like target forward also can work because then he'll drop in, but then you might have too much congestion. But Poacher is still the best because he keeps the defender spin. And so the CMs keep running in. I think a Poacher is still the best rule for you. Yeah. Nice, DeMarco. Also, we got get stuck in. We're playing a very compressed game, so yeah, get stuck in is actually pretty good in this tactic. Okay, nice word, DeMarco. Player roaming. There. Okay. That's because the attacking mentality. That's the reason why you're getting all the shots on goal, Hanyo. Okay. Another one. Yeah. Big highest mentality. Generally, when you play on very high mentalities, you tend to see a lot of long shots as well. Mickey, Hakan. Especially like this, right? You don't have, you're depending on running everything to the middle. Damian again, out to Dumfries, nice pass to Lautaro Martinez. Damian pushing the ball forward. So pull the mentality, yeah, pull it back 1 notch. If you find that there's a lot of this like a rush play, right? Like we're playing Napoli. So what I'll do is I'll just drop this to positive right now. So I get shorter passing as well. Okay, and yeah, the other thing I noticed, just we do mixed passing as well, because you got a lot of players in the roles, right? Like advanced forward is going to be running through a defensive line. The moment I have an advanced forward, my passing is standard. Because advanced forwards are focal point of attack, so sometimes you might find roles playing deeper passes to them, longer passes to them. So you don't always want short passes. Yeah, you already got pass into space, right? If I'm not mistaken, you already got pass into space, right? So you're looking at through balls. So why do you want to play short through balls for? So, and you got an advanced forward. So it doesn't make sense to play short and then play pass into space. You want mixed passes with pass into space. At least then you can take a few more risks with passing, and you can play on positive instead of attacking, so that you can reduce. Because when you play on like very higher mentality, sometimes you tend to see more risk taken, and this could involve things like, oh god, I'm just gonna shoot. Okay, there we go, nicely done. Okay, Sensei, there we go, look at this. Passing is quite nice. I like the movement. The movement is quite good. Because you got 2 roams and you got these 2 roles, right? Got these 2 roles, right? Sorry, not these 2. These 2. What you got is roam and move into position. So you got TikTok. They're gonna move like this. So they might go here, So he might pop into this position, and he might go here. So these roams are quite big. But you've got AF and you got pressing forward. Pressing forward. Okay, Rome is a bit strange, but you got him marking the opposition right back. So, but he's also got move into channel. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna end up in these positions here. Advanced one is just gonna ram through the middle. So okay, it's okay. Sorry, I mean I changed mentality lah, and then this tactic, right? You can also annoy people by shape. Because Because at the moment, what he's doing is get stuck in and charging at teams, right? Okay, so you see, we've got this get stuck in, step up more, squeeze. Okay, actually, I wouldn't. I'll leave it the way it is done. Tempo, I'll leave it. I won't change too much. I just this the only thing. The reason why I hesitated was because you've got a lot of role. You've got this widest player holding up the ball, looking for inside runs, right? So these are all going to be working from this group. The inside runs, AM, they're all on attack duties, but these guys are going into the channels on as well. So I get I'm gonna try complete forward, not pressing forward. Because the complete forward attack also roams. But he's got a slightly different play of playing, like unlike the pressing forward, right? So complete forward roams, and we could end up seeing the complete forward drop deep. Our problem right now is our DM has got a yellow card. Yeah, wing backs will always be vulnerable. You know, if you wanted to just save yourself the agony, right? But do you need these fullbacks to charge up the pitch, right? So you can't have them stay back. The only time I will have them stay back is when I do something like this. Yeah, let's watch this. Okay, so now I change this role. Yeah, go back to your pressing forward. So now he's definitely going to end up here. Okay. Yeah, you're about to see me play my favorite role again. Okay, wait for a test. He will come here. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is gonna make sure that one side shoves to the right. Okay, this guy is gonna go up. This guy is gonna be shoved to this side. Okay, let's see. I still can't. This is one thing I hate about this game. I gotta wait for the thing to change. I want to change his PIs for this role. And then the other roles. I gotta do this bit by bit. It's a UI bug. Huh? I can't make a change to the role until the highlight changes. See that, man? Yeah. So I want this guy to stay wider. Okay. The ball. Yeah, the volante is coming this way. Fullback, take more risk. Okay, I remove this instruction. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the inverter fullback. I score a goal. And now I'm playing differently. So I like with tactics, right? I like to do different things. So we got all the same nonsense. The two inverter fullbacks. Now this guy is going to come up the pitch. It's a libero on defense. So we're gonna have a player coming through the middle. This guy is gonna be here. This guy is gonna form a tree. So once he comes up here, we're gonna get a bit of a step ladder all the way up to goal, and then focus play through the middle. Oh man! Before the changes can kick in, we committed a penalty. I wanted to change a lot of things. Then I'm going to give up. We got a penalty, man. Review. It's gone to a pen. The referee doesn't hesitate. Apparently, they don't like Inter. They like Napoli instead. And they've given Napoli or the Patanape a penalty. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, they brought down Lautaro Martinez, man. Okay, all right. Okay, I want to see more the build-up phase. Lukaku to Summer, Bastoni. Okay, good. Oh, lost the ball. One of these roles is running. Okay. Sensei, okay, nobody wanted to play the through ball. Sensei turn, and then he gets, okay. All right, we got a lot of set pieces going on here. Is that? Yeah. Okay. I saw this. Remove the set piece. You don't need everybody around for set pieces. You want to score goals. So slowly tweaking it. You got one. I want to get like different kinds of goals as well. Now the wingbacks on. You see the wingbacks are doing wingback jobs, no? But they're not as crazy as the earlier wingbacks, right? They're not. They're still going up the flanks. They're still trying to make it do the crosses. The same things you wanted them to do, except now they're a 3-man defense instead of 2. So one of the ball playing defenders has actually gone up the pitch. So we've got one of the ball playing defenders going up, the volante going up to actually make the 2 midfielders go even wider, so that we get a 3 now in midfield. Then we got like this. Now we got a 3rd player in attack. See, the fullbacks are still up the pitch, but now instead of like both, and then we only have 2 defenders, now we actually have 3. We still have a 3-man back line by pivots from one side to the other side. So we got 1 man, and then we got the fullbacks there. He's still doing the fullback thing that he did earlier and got a goal back. Merritt scores an own goal. Came from the inverted fullback. This is the inverted fullback. So we pump the whole center, and then we get a goal. So we got this. So we got 1, 2, 3. Dumfries as well. Okay, so we got Libero, Sensei, 3-2, DM this side, AM this side, pressing for this side. Okay. So you got plenty of options, right? If you want to do your fullback thing, your fullbacks are always going to be exposed when they go forward. This way, you still have your 2-man defense, but your fullbacks aren't. Surprisingly, it's definitely a match engine thing. I don't know. It's a match engine thing. With inverted fullbacks are currently playing really well because, especially in tactics where you are trying to use both flanks, but you want to pivot onto one side more often than the other. So you get this pivot effect as it goes. And you see, we got 2 guys now defending and a 3rd here, right? The libero on defense. So it goes there and then it goes, yeah, okay. What's the problem? I'm just going to stay here. We got our players in the center. Still nice. There's just an option for you if you are, so inclined, like, thinking to yourself, how am I gonna protect my flanks now? Oh, that Osimhen right there. Now that was a movement. Okay, so right now I won the ball, right? So I want to waste time, for example. So if I wanted to waste time, I'll probably do something like this. I mean, fullbacks are to go up the pitch, so high up the pitch. I drop this so we don't do this and don't prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Okay, I don't. Now, because the downside of that fullback marking instruction, it doesn't always work. Because the prevent short goalkeeper distribution is great for 4 players, right? And it will work when the goalkeeper has the ball. But right now, when they have the ball, your striker may not always be near the opposition player. This way, because all this marking again is right. All these are tendency to do things, and they're not going to happen all the time. That's a problem with all these specific man marking instructions, which is one of the reasons why when some people used to do experiments, right, and they go into the game and they go like, I want to do an experiment. This feature does not work. Remember all those videos? The feature does not work. And then they will say this feature does not work. And you go like, yeah, problem is it's a tendency to. So it like crosses itself out. It's like, so it's like, if you can imagine 50% of the time it does work, 50% of the time it doesn't work, then it crosses itself out. It's like the same state. It's going to be in all the time. So yeah, don't worry about it so much. So marking is something that I don't think people should actually bother with unless they are like, okay, fine, we desperately want to make sure that the guys are defending. So in this particular case, what I would do is This guy will gonna hold out the game, right? So he's on the left, right? So he will mark he's on the left, so he'll mark the right-sided defender. This guy hate this game. No, I really despise this game sometimes. Okay, this guy will mark this guy is on the left, he's got the right fullback. Okay, good. This guy will mark the left fullback. Okay. And this guy will mark the right central defender. Center left central defender. Okay, done. And now what I've done is instead of play whatever, you know what's that? Prevent short group distribution, right? So what I've done is I want to show you guys this. No? Okay, what I've done is I've told all these players now to mark individually. So one player is always going to be on a left back. One player is always going to be a central defender, right? So logically, all four of the opposition team players should be marked, right? Just watch how often that happens. We are going to full game now. This is just to show you guys. Full match. Okay. Now full match, right? Who's here? This guy is supposed to be here. This guy is supposed to be here. Lautaro Martinez is supposed to be somewhere here, I think. And the other... So we don't have everybody marking everybody else. See? This guy is on the central defender. The two strikers on the central defenders. And the two... And Mickey is on the right back. And Davey is on the left back. Right. So Davey is supposed to be on the left back. No? Davey is here. And Mkhitaryan is supposed to be on the right back. So he's there. Who's on the... Where's the right back? Klaassen is here. He's supposed to be here. Right, opposition. Oh, now they've got a back three, which is even more fun, right? Because you're marking specific position. These guys don't exist. They're not in the tactics. So what you got to do? You got to come in here now. And you go into this tactic and go, okay, fine. Nobody's marking anybody, right? So I got to go in here now. You mark specific position. You mark one defender. That means he's marking the central defender. So we'll tell him to mark the central defender. This guy is marking the center left. Okay. This guy is marking the center right. Okay, this guy will be wing back left. And then this guy will be wing back. Right. And whenever you do this kind of tactics, they're not going to mark them all the ball. They're not going to mark them all the time, no. Okay? When we're on the ball, they're definitely not going to mark them. No? But now we're watching them, okay? So we're on the ball, they're not going to mark them, okay? Now we are watching this in full match, okay? So I just want to show you something. The behavior can be quite unpredictable because now we got a back five. How are you going to mark? So just like you have specific instructions for back four systems. We're not playing a back four. Players aren't going to be doing jack shit. Right? So you gotta, like, if you do this kind of specific position marking, right, you gotta do it for every single game. You gotta look at the situation on the pitch. Okay, so we still have the ball, so nothing is happening. We're waiting for the time when they win the ball. Okay. So now they win the ball. What's happening here? So Lautaro Martinez is sticking to one of the defenders, right? So we told Lautaro Martinez to mark one of them. So what's happening? That's it. Now they have the ball. So Klaassen is on the right. On the right. This guy was supposed to be here. Mickey is supposed to be here. Mickey is nowhere near that fellow. No. Let's confirm that Mickey has got the instructions. Bring back right. So Mickey, who you told to mark this guy, is saying to hell with you because it ain't happening, man. Because the ball is on this side of the pitch. So if they were to do a switch up play and you thought, hey, you should have gone marking that guy, Mickey is not listening to you. Because Mickey, in this tactic, is an AM, right? So he's going to be in the center. And we got this focus play through the middle. We got the underlap and underlap. We're super attacking with narrow. And then we invite crosses as well. So we told the team to be narrow. So there are a lot of team instructions. They are telling the players to tuck inside. Right? So this is one of the reasons why when I do things like this, right? See, remember what I said earlier about now they have the ball. So our players are closer to the three defenders. So you got one Lautaro here, and we got the other guy here, right? So Lautaro was told to mark. This is Lautaro. Okay, so he was told to mark DCL. So he's supposed to mark the central defender in a three-man defense, the guy on the left. Okay, which is what he's doing. Or we hope he's doing that now, because I can't really tell who's the central. We've got to look at the formations. Who is this guy? 55. Where's Lautaro Martinez? I thought, yeah, so somewhere along the way, I forgot where Lautaro is. Yeah, to track him all the way back. Nathan. So the guy's name is Nathan. So let me look at the formation, see where Nathan is playing. And Nathan, correct. So he's on Nathan at the moment. So it's better, like Football Manager, right? These specific position marking instructions, there's a way I used to make it work for myself, and that is I have to go into every game. When I'm playing the game, I literally am watching this game on very high highlights mode. And then because sometimes it's a major Champions League final and I want to feel like a real manager, and that's when I go in. Their marking attribute does play a role, but not as much as people think. Because it plays a role, but not. Lautaro Martinez is marking the central defender. He's marking a single digit. Yeah. Lautaro Martinez is marking. He's gone. You look at where he's gone, right? He's gone straight for this guy. Look when Lautaro. They were watching this a full match. So these guys, Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez, right? Lautaro Martinez was told to mark him, not this guy. Watch this. Boom. He goes straight away. And what does he do? He cuts off the channel. So he is marking him. He's not standing on top. He's just making sure that they cannot pass to him. So your mark specific position, right, you have to understand how it works. Lukaku is in the wrong position, of course. Marking is 5. And then this Joker's marking is 5. That's it. So both of them are the same. One is a pressing forward. One is a advance forward. So if I change his role now to advance forward, okay, and unchange this, right? So one could argue, oh, you know what? He's playing as a pressing forward. So pressing forward is always going to be chasing down players. Okay, so we change the role. And then we have to go into like bloody key highlights. So they register straight away. And then we come inside here. Then go full match again. That's how it works. Okay. I tell you something, right? Position marking is extremely unpredictable. All right, look where we have the ball. So Lautaro Martinez is in the advanced forward position. He has got nothing to do with marking. So this is the advanced forward position, looking to do the break all the time. Okay, so we play this 3-man system with a step ladder through the center. I mean, if you're God's gift to passing, we should see some interesting football. And it goes back. Okay. But we're playing whole shape because we want to also kind of like waste time on the ball. Lautaro Martinez, where do you go? They have the ball. Where is he now? He's here. He's nowhere near Nathan. Yeah, they have the ball. Lautaro Martinez is chasing this guy. Right. So a lot of the time, these man marking instructions, there's specific marking instructions that we seem to think that it works or is supposed to work. They have a tendency to work sometimes, and sometimes they just like, God, they're just going to affect your tactic in poor ways. So unless you're really desperate and the result means a lot to you, if you're going to do something like this, you're going to have to watch the game for longer than key highlights, because you got to pay attention to where your players are, and you cannot just hope that, it's working. It's working. Because the Football Manager is just an algorithm of instructions that are working off attributes. You have centre-back only, not our centre-back. Yeah, but right now, sometimes he was marking him, sometimes he wasn't. Because the instructions, right? Yeah. Let me see. One of them is a central defender. This guy is central. Romelu Lukaku is marking the central defender. That means this DC, right? In the thing, right? You got three defenders, right? In a three-man defense. The guy in the middle is the DC. The guy on the left is a DCL. The guy on the right is a DCR. So Romelu Lukaku's job is very simple. In a three-man defense, against a three-man defense, Romelu Lukaku is supposed to be on this guy. He's not. In a three-man defense, I want him to be on this guy. He is not. That is why you shouldn't use specific marking positions. You don't go in there. Unless you are like, what I would do is different. I will come inside here and I go, okay, Lukaku, Nathan, all right. So let's go to Lukaku. Is this Lukaku? Yeah, Lukaku, I'm here, baby. I got something for you to do. What's his name again? I can't remember. Okay, we'll just get you to mark Rami, whoever that guy is. Okay. And then you don't mark this guy. I want you to mark this Nathan. Okay, so now we give them two very specific targets to mark. So now the players don't have to think about who's in that position, who's playing that position, right? We literally told them, go and sit on that player. Now I know this works, okay? I intentionally sent a file to SI where the players were behaving in a very peculiar way and SI was looking for the bug. And then they discovered I intentionally went and set aside marking instructions on players. So this one will definitely be much better. So if you're going to apply these marking instructions, right, don't go and mark specific position. Go and find a player on the pitch. Tell your player, there we go. Look at where he's gone straight. Lautaro has gone straight for Nathan. Klaassen is gone for this guy. This guy is gone for this guy. Immediately, we got our markers. And this best part is, now it's no longer confusing, no, because this guy, we didn't change Klaassen. Klaassen is the guy that's doing the C job. Okay, so this guy is gone. I mean, I think so. I mean, I could have forgotten. Let's go again. Yeah, there we go. Rama did one guy. So we got Mr. Him. He's gone for him. This guy is gone for him. And this guy can't do anything wrong now. He's going for this guy in the center. Exactly what we wanted. So if you're going to do marking, okay, my advice is, you want to do marking, be as specific as possible. Become, what's that manager who used to manage Leeds? Marcelo Bielsa. You got to put on the Marcelo Bielsa hat. Because now you look at him. He is rooted to this guy. He's just, the guys at the ball, he's not going here, which he should. If he was an AF, right, he'll be in this position, not in this position. This is the marks player position. He's man marking this guy. So how you do marking in this game is not via the specific position. I know it is easier that way, right? It is easy because it's less work. Yeah, but your players aren't that smart. Right. So you see where they had the ball, Lukaku went straight for Rami, even though it was a dumb idea. This is one of the other reasons why I don't like to apply this unless again, I'm playing a game like Champions League final. I did this in the Champions League final when I was playing with an underdog team and I had Liverpool in the finals. So I needed to take Salah and Luis Diaz out of the match. So I actually gave specific man marking instructions on Luis Diaz and Mo Salah for 90 minutes, for 45 minutes. So they always had players on them, so they couldn't do much. In the second half, that's when I took it off. So that's how you're gonna make this marking instruction work much more effectively. All right, so we've done this, explained everything. Now we go to key highlights. Why did I do it? Instead of having prevent short goalkeeper distribution, I instead took the three players, right? And I told them to mark the three what's the three of them called? The three central defenders, because those wing backs, they're gonna have to pass the ball to someone, right? They only can pass to them. And the middle is jammed by our players. So the wing backs have to go down the flanks on their own and try and drop in crosses, which is even better because now the central midfield they can't really pass to these guys. They're going to run and then our midfielder jumps. So these guys will run up and they have to just play long balls. So these guys will mop them up and will handle it. So that's how we defend it. So we got these guys to mark the central defenders and shut the team up straight away. So we went on to win this game 2-1 without even trying to make any changes to the tactics, except the only change I did was to the marking instructions. So if you're going to play this game and you want to do marking instructions, right? My advice is go in, don't do this, but become Bielsa. Be the Bielsa. Be the Bielsa I know all of you can be. Because Bielsa is very specific about who follows who in the game. Right? No other manager does what he does. He's a psycho. Found myself in an abundance of nice central man, no room. So I came up with this that his wingbacks were converted to central back, wingbacks for left, right, center. His made the tactic more successful. Okay, wow. This is crazy, man. Holy cow, this is insane. I mean, okay, I'm surprised. This is one of those tactics, right? That's so narrow, that it defies expectation. Okay, Mazzala is going on. Mazzala, who's bringing the ball forward? The two guys at the back. So you better have two really, really good players. Like you said in your notes, you had converted players in these two positions. Now, if that is the case, right, you're largely depending on these players to bring out the ball. So I would just go into this tactic and think to myself, does this Mazzala actually have to be too creative with the ball? This role could just be a Carrillo. Yeah. If I wanted to make this tactic a bit more stable, I would just change this guy to like a Carrillo, because he'll still be in the half space, but he won't be too far away. At least try one Carrillo. Because if you try one Carrillo, then he can still run wide with the ball, but he won't roam. And he won't try too many risky things with the ball. Because if you lose the ball with these two guys in particular, your tactic is toast. And then you are playing with super wide. That's affecting the position of the players. But do you know that you don't have any, even though you're playing the ball out wide, right? That's because the positioning of the players. So if I were you, already got to stay wider here, which affects their positioning. You can actually drop it to fairly wide. The reason is, the narrower you go, the more you use the internal players, but you don't want to use them too much because, they might be marked, right? So you need these guys to actually get up the pitch. Now, there are other roles that these guys can play, depending on how crazy you are. Yeah, there are several roles that they can play as wide center backs. They can also play, and surprisingly, you can have a 3-man defense and you can drop these guys a D. See, there's another way of setting this up. Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should, but it can work. Okay. So you don't have the problem with a halfback is he drops, right? There's a gap in your midfield. So you can also go libero, and these guys can all be inverted fullbacks. So inverted fullbacks do go up the pitch and attack. They bomb. And then you'll have a 3-man defense. So in this particular case, it's only a 1-man defense, which is not really very different from what you're doing right now because you're still having a 1-man defense. But this libero now comes inside here. So he doesn't, when you lose the ball, he forms a 4, right? Instead of forming a 3 when you have the ball, right? So now you still have a 4 when you have the ball. But then once you're trying to move the ball forward, this guy moves in. So what you actually end up getting is this shape when you're attacking. Or you can just play this like that and put a DM there, but then it makes your tactic a bit wonky. I mean, you might have issues, but you can also play you can also do this if you wanted. But still, I would suggest having one Carrillo. You can do quite funky things with it. Whip cross, I will leave it. Whip crosses are usually better in systems that are mid-blocks. A whip cross is just a cross in low and in front of players that are running away, going forward. So you, playing at a very high tempos and just playing these balls right in front of the attackers. So they have to be running past the defensive line. And sometimes, looking at the situation, you're not really running at defensive lines, right? When you're here, you're more like doing it much higher up the pitch. So AP here is fine. I think this I would try this out or try the libero out. Yeah, your inverted fullbacks will still go up. Trust me, they will still attack. They will still go up, but now they'll be wider for you. Right? And you get them in nice, because in the configuration you have, they'll be extremely narrow, and sometimes that can be quite frustrating. So when you play them, it can be the 4-2-3-1 actually does work. This 4-2-3-1 does work. You can also because when the libero comes up, right, these guys are quite far away. Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't want to use the 3 central defenders. Comes deep to get the ball is also a useful thing. But remember, these guys when they run here and they run here, your center can be quite porous, which is the reason why I didn't want to half back. See, so you put like a DM, you got a diamond, right? But when we play a libero, is going to go up there anyway. So that's something I would try. 4-4-2 DM custom. What is this? Volante, inverted winger, fullback attack. Okay, I mean this tactic can definitely work. Target for an attack. Yeah. I wouldn't play him as support. And complete for is roaming. So just leave him as an advance or a poacher. Let him stay in the box. Okay. So give the player someone to aim for. Because you got a complete for that sometimes Hozard wants, sometimes drops deep. Pointless. I mean, I would play target forward, advance forward, or target forward, poacher, or target forward, pressing forward. These are the 3 roles I'll go for. Now, inverted winger with Volante. The problem with this combination is this. When the fullback comes attacking, you want him to run wide with the ball. Okay, fair enough. And you want him to go all the way to the byline. The inverted winger will come inside as the fullback does the overlap, right? The Volante should be taking more risks to get up the pitch. Because this area could do with some support. Let's just take this guy and take fewer risks. Okay, so we kind of made it a slightly different here. So here the winger is going to come inside here into this area, and this wingback is going to go around them as well. And running wide with the ball. Now, in this tactic, a lot of dribbling is happening from these 2 players. So you want a tactic that does a lot of tick-tocking. Okay, you got that happening with the fairly narrow. I'll play on standard passing. I wouldn't go on very high tempos. Then the ball will move up too fast out of the pitch. I'll drop the tempo to standard. Yeah. If you play on standard, it'll be a bit more easier to manage this tactic. Then step up more, prevent short group distribution. I'll probably remove this. You don't actually, it's a bit over. This instruction is pretty overrated, in my honest opinion. Because you already have these 4 players in perfect positions to put on the press. Right, so if you want to, just tell this guy to come in here, mark tighter, tackle harder, to get on top, and then just go and get a player that is got this tactic. Right, the challenge with these kind of systems is if you don't have high aggression and work rate for these 4 players, this tactic will fall apart. So you need aggression for these players. Now this tactic is also trying to get players, these guys tinging, and this guy running up the ball, and these guys are looking to create passes through. You got target for, you got poacher that's going to hold on to the defenders, or you can play pressing forward. Both roles work. Okay, but I wouldn't use a complete forward. I wouldn't roam. I wouldn't get somebody to roam. Right? So I'll just get them to work. And honestly, I think because of positional play, because this guy is going to come up, this guy is going to come up, right? But think about positional play right now is the roll is going to come all the way up to here. So you want to play 2 Volantes, it's okay, but your team must be really good on the ball to keep the ball. Otherwise, I'll play double DMs and give myself a bit of variety. Like maybe I'll go with a winger on one side of the pitch so that I get width on one side of the pitch instead of just cramping everything and hoping for one style of play, which is inverted winger popping one ball up, inverted winger popping one ball up, and that's the only style I've got here in this tactic. So if I play a winger, I might get some crosses with the target forward. It'll be kind of cool, and then I can play with width settings as well. I can go, you know what, I'm going to get the ball out to the flanks quickly, or sometimes I just want the ball to tick-tock, and go up the pitch. Yeah, so your width, you have to play with it. 4-4-2s normally test your knowledge of team instructions. So if you can, I would make small changes to this tactic instead of making big ones. 4-5-1, CM attack, wing-back. Okay, this tactic, I don't, probably, okay, the challenge with all these 4-3-3 tactics, right, is getting to the final third and scoring goals, right? So I wouldn't counter. I'll just uncheck this. Because a lot of the times, 4-3-3s, they need everybody up the pitch scoring goals. Everybody up the pitch, not scoring goals. Everybody up the pitch moving a team around. So you need work ball into balls and low crosses. You got to go all the way to the byline. Now you got slightly shorter and high tempo. I drop the tempo. You don't have to get the ball up that fast because your players, your wing backs need to get up the pitch for your tactic to be any good. The problem when you play very high tempo, this tactic, the ball goes up too quickly. Your team hasn't gotten into position because this defense is 7 players. Right. So what you can do with this kind of tactics is, since you got inside 40, this is a bit more attacking. You got a CM coming out this way, right? So you can make it slightly different. You can play an inverted inside forward here. This because somebody attacking this way, another guy coming this way, and a wing back going this way. This is kind of funky. Okay, let's just do a winger first. Okay, so we can do the winger here, and then inside forward, we're gonna CM attack and do an underlap here, focus play on the right. What has happened in my tactic? As I build play up, right? Okay, DM ball winning midfielder this is a very defensive tactic. Okay, this is extremely defensive. You need these wingbacks going up the pitch. So this wingback goes out the pitch, a winger here, the CM attack. You got a focus play down this side and underlap. That's the widest player holds out the ball looking for inside runs. There's something happening here. And then you also got the potential for space opening up on the other side for the wingback to cross to the opposite side at the far post. Because if you got the underlap happening here, holding out the ball, this wingback might get around into a position to cross the ball. These are your goal scoring options then. Pressing forwards, they tend to go this ways. Right? So if you want this guy can also be a poacher. Can be an. I probably would use my roles, preferred roles in this kind of a tactic is pressing forward, poacher, advance forward. Advance forward only if I want the ball to go back to front really quickly and I've got wingers on attack, both sides. Then I will play advance forward. Then I don't need. Then my tactic can play in multiple ways. Can play with standard defensive line, direct into the space. Prevent short goal distribution is fine. This is a complete. Let's move a team around and try and score some goals. So you just want to drop the tempo. You want to get up the pitch and try and score some goals. You can also play it in such a way that this guy is like a fullback as well, like a fullback on attack. He can go around. I mean, yes, some people go like, oh no, I've got too many attack duties. I know who's going to help me defend. Actually, there are too many players defending in this tactic. In fact, my best 4-3-3 actually has got a roaming playmaker here, CM attack here, libero here, inverted fullback, one ball playing defender, wing on attack, poacher. And it scores lots of goals because there's so much movement in that tactic. Because I managed to get a lot of players out of the pitch and I only defend with one defender. Sometimes when I play a fullback attack, one libero and one defender. So you can definitely play these kind of tactics in very different ways. It don't be rooted to one, especially if you're playing against another player. Like if I was playing against another player, right, I would be thinking, how do I destroy that player? Because I need a goal, right? How do you get a goal? How do you get 7 players attacking him in this tactic and not 7 players defending him? So this tactic, you want to get 7 players attacking him. This is what you do. Fullback attack. One libero now on defend. Then we get this guy to get up the pitch and do something else. Now we got how many players attacking? This is not a case of just dumping players in attack. I'm talking about if I'm a goal, I want to win. This is a life and death game. No, we want to win this game, right? This is when I go mixed crosses. I don't work ball into balls. Now I can play on very high tempos. I can pass into space. Now I've got a very high tempo tactic because I want the ball to go up the pitch really quickly. I've got fullbacks on attack, wingers on attack. I want them all to underlap. Focus play on the left. Now what I've done is I've got a tactic right now that can build play up on the left or build play up on the right. Okay, and either side I've got width, and this guy coming into the center to attack. So I've got double attack now. So this guy is holding on to defenders, and this guy is coming in late to score. With the roaming playmaker pushing him up the pitch, this becomes this in attack. It looks exactly like this. It becomes a 3-1-5-1. So it becomes like a 3-1-6. Like there's a holy grail for a lot of managers. They want to create 3-1-6s right now. They are all playing to create. One of the reasons why a lot of managers are playing with back 3 systems is they are all after 3-1-6s. That is the holy grail for a lot of managers. A lot of managers know that these kind of systems control the game. And some managers do it with a 4-3-3, some managers do it with a 4-2-3-1, some managers even do it with a 4-4-2 because they decide, okay, we want 2 banks of 4, then to do the holy grail with 4-4-2, right? Then it's a 3-1-6 there. And then with a 4-3-3, it's a 3-1-6 here. And then with a 4-2-3-1, they do the same thing. It's also a 3-1-6 there. So there are 3-1-6 can be formed by three different formations. It's how does your tactic look in attack? So this is how it's going to look in attack, because of when the volant, when that roaming playmaker goes up, he's going to shove some of the guys out of position. So you're going to get 5 fellas here. This is the reason why the poacher has become the best role for these 3-1-6 systems, because he is the only role in the game that is going to say, don't worry, all of you come, I'm just going to keep these 2 defenders occupied, right? All you got to do is keep the ball and then attack the space. So the poacher then goes up, because the poacher doesn't go here, it doesn't go here. He stays in the middle with the 2 defenders and takes 2 out of commission. So this is you can, and the thing is, I know that you started out with a 4-3-3, right? You started out with this tactic, right? But this is what I want you to think about. For the challenge when you play this, because this is Mourinho, no? Because Mourinho was the manager who first started 4-3-3s, right? He had this typical DM those days, right? So it was very defensive, and wing-based attacks, and they got a one strong lumping complete forward up top. And then he would occasionally depend on some really talented players that can take on defenders from wider positions, creating the space as they run into defenses. But those days are gone. Now managers want to how do I get this guy up, 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 this guy up. So they want to get they're all 5 channels occupied. So this is circa Mourinho. If you want, and the problem with this kind of tactic, XG is going to be low. Goals are going to be low. So if you want better, more goals, then you start thinking with different options. So that's how you're going to get those options. So I'm just giving you a thought. I mean, Gambit is inside the folder. I'm not sprouting out tactics, but Gambit is one simple system that has a system like that. But there are going to be so many different ways. So I want you to try the different ways. Yeah. Bring it on stream. There are so many different ways of doing this. I know what you're trying to do here. But, the wing back is going to go up. This guy is going to go up. But then when you get there, the problem is, I'm not surprised, right? If XG is like 1.3, 1.4, something you score by the 1 goal. Sometimes you concede, and you concede goals on the flanks. Then you curse and swear, why did I concede goals down the flanks? But you play inverted fullback, libero, and central defender, you never concede goals down the flanks. You get a lot of 1-0, 2-0, very Mourinho kind of scorelines. You get like, oh man, I got a clean sheet. This is going to be a damn good clean sheet tactic. I'm telling you right now, you already have the clean sheet tactic. Okay, this is a clean sheet tactic. The question is, how do you turn this from a clean sheet tactic into a 5 clear-cut chance tactic per game? You have to have options, and you can use the same setup because you're defending as a 4-5-1. Right? Because you remember what I said earlier. A lot of managers have a starting formation of 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, or a 4-4-2 for the 3-1-6. It's based on their defensive shape when they're defending. So in your case, you're defending as a 4-5-1. However, that only happens if you're deep in your half. Most times, you're defending as a 2-1. These 2 guys are the only defenders you have because you're waiting for this guy. This guy's already given up, and this guy's already given up, right? So these guys get up, this guy's get up. These guys try to get back, and the flanks are exposed. So that's the problem with this. So you might get a lot of 1-0, 2-0 wins, and sometimes you might lose against teams like Man City. But try different things. Yeah, definitely can. There's so many options. So, guys, interesting day today. Fair few tactics you guys sent in today. Yes, very, very fair few tactics. The guys on Discord, you keep coming up with some crazy tactics again. Matty Zucks again. I wanted to give you tactic of the week, but then you just won tactic of the week last week, and I used your tactic yesterday. So you're currently on a streak. You're currently on a streak with your tactics. So you guys keep the chats going. Your tactics are all looking damn good. And I actually like what's happening with you guys. I mean, some of you are also taking part in your own network games, and you're having a lot of fun there. But idea here is that if you know what these team instructions are doing, then you know what to change. And then you can make the tactics flow in a different way without changing the tactic. Like, oh shit, what do I do now? Man, time wasting in the game of Football Manager is as easy as hold shape, low tempo. Wow, that's easy. That's how I win my games. You see me go time wasting, right? Time wasting. Have I ever gone time wasting full? No, I just hold shape and then I pass the ball to death and then the AI can't get the ball. Hey, that's time wasting for me. Time wasting because the game of Football Manager doesn't do time wasting the way the dirty time wasting, like kicking the ball out, intentionally wasting that. It doesn't, no. Have you noticed that? So what's the time wasting button there for? Oh, you're taking your time to take the corner. That's about it. So like, dude, seriously, if I pass between the defenders, it's time wasting as well. So yeah, that's an option. So I want to thank everybody coming on the stream today. You guys have been absolutely sensational. Great tactics today. Ahanyo, thanks for resubbing. Matty Zux, thanks for your resub as well. You guys be safe, stay safe. I shall see you again tomorrow. Okay. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon.